What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Mega Man X Type update video. This video is going to be very late for a combination of one, I went to bed really early last night, and two, I had some technical difficulties recording this video earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in X Dive this week here. So first up, Nana joins X Dive this week. Next week on the global version of Mega Man X Dive, another character from Mega Man X Command Mission now joins the roster. Fan favorite navigator. Nana will be landing on all servers, bringing with her a free daily 10 pull. I never played Command Mission, which is pretty D:, but I don't know if she's a fan favorite. I'm gonna assume that she is because they mentioned that here. And she'll be coming along with a free daily 10 pull, and that's fantastic. Even if you don't get anything good on these 10 pulls, like they're free pulls, like there's really nothing to complain about. At very worst, you get free patches at no cost to your own resources. So that's always helpful. And if you do manage to get something, even if it's like a dupe, that's, hey, you know, that's an extra 900 weapon patch or 900 character patches, which you don't, again, use any resources for. So that is fantastic there. Now, the weird thing about Nana is that, at least in the Taiwan side, Nana was the last general pull character added to the game for about 7 or so months. So we still do have one more general pull character to be added to the game, which should come sometime in March, like mid-March-ish, somewhere around there. So after that, we're going to be slammed with limited characters back to back. So we're going to see how that plays out. Other than that, though, not really too much to say about that. The event stage of Faithful Garden will be available, and you can expect a user rewards plus a command mission card from the point exchange list. Actually, the Faithful Garden event was kind of interesting, I thought. Because I think it was one of the first times that you interact with a character outside of a boss battle, and maybe that's something to do with how Command Mission played out. I don't really remember what I read about beforehand, but I remember that she started off as an antagonist and then she started helping you, so maybe that's what it's referencing in this, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, when it comes to DNA code unlocked next week, NA server will get Magma Dragoon and Harpuya's DNA code for the EU and LATAM servers. A lot of them servers will get Harpuyas. Additionally, a Dark Code coin capsule will be available too. Dark Code coin banners are pretty decold, and you don't really want to pull on those. However, having the Dark Code coins exchange shop is very good in global, because one of the few benefits of the global version is that we get more Dark Code coins for free. So that's very nice there. So if there's something you want, you can go and just like basically pick it up for free. Assuming you haven't used any Dark Code coins from previous times we've gotten them from the stream codes. I don't know if Nana will be added to that immediately, though. She shouldn't be, just because we're going to have a banner for her. So I don't think she'll be added to that immediately. And there's some packs as well, which they're not really even worth looking into, as most packs aren't. But we got the Magma Dragoon DNA pack for $100 as one available. You can get 1,200 paid EM, 2,600 free EM, so you're getting 3,600 EM total. You get 320,000 DNA points, and then 80 Magma Dragoon memories, which is equivalent to pulling it twice, guaranteed. And then NA and LATAM are both getting the Harpuya DNA pack. Again, same thing, except instead of the Magma Dragoon memories, the Harpuya memories, which again isn't really worth it at all. Even if you really like these characters, I don't think these are worth it at all, to be quite honest. But if you want to go get them, you know, feel free. Oh, hold on. Is 120 pounds? Is that? I guess that's about the same as $100, huh? Maybe. Not sure. But yeah, let's take a quick look at what's going to be happening in the Taiwan server real quick. Okay, and over here we get Dive Armor iCO. It's quite interesting. iCO's next Dive Armor character, and like I said, this is kind of interesting considering how the story ended at the last story chapter. So we'll have to see how this kind of plays out a little bit there. New Dive Armor character is still being added to Rockman X Dive, even amidst the never-ending reruns of previous events. However, no new events are expected until March, which coincides with the game's 3rd anniversary and a collaboration with new Capcom IP. Now, that's there's been like whispers of things and stuff like that this is going to be the collab is going to be at Devil May Cry. I personally don't care for Devil May Cry, but you know, new collabs are always nice. typically means more resources and maybe some limited time characters as well. So that'll be interesting to see how they do that. Maybe we'll get, I think Dante is a character in Devil May Cry, so maybe we'll get like Zero like in some kind of like Dante outfit or something like that, rather than just getting full on Dante. That's all I know from Devil May Cry though. There's Dante. In the meantime, iCO is finally getting her very own dive armor. See all the details after the break. We'll watch the video after this, but again, I technically this was earlier, so I didn't really mention it, but I already recorded and watched this, but because of technical issues, I have to record this again. Dive Armor iCO's first active skill is Laser of Annihilation. It shoots 2 lasers from the front, and after a short period of time, an orange laser will expand the damage. Second active skill is World Formatting. This attack continuously deals damage to all enemies, has a chance to slow or inflict interference status when it's a target. I'm not sure if this is going to be like, you know, like maybe like a 25% chance to inflict slow or interference, or maybe both. Not sure. Could be kind of like Dire Claw in makes me think of Dire Claw from Pokemon Legends Arceus. And judging by the trailer, her passive skills provide things like movement speed buffs, damage, shield, and burn up shield. Yes, she does provide those things based on what I saw in the trailer last time. And Dive Armor iCO will be available Wednesday at the usual time. So after the maintenance, we'll get access to Dive Armor iCO. And now let's go ahead and take a look at my Taiwan account and take a look at Nana. Alright, so here we're taking a look at Nana. You know what, she's actually pretty adorable too. Let's take a look at her splash screen. Her splash screen is actually very, very basic compared to a lot of other characters though. She has like no like background effects on it. Interesting. Alright, so for her first skill, we have Long Distance Strike. A blizzard appears on the target and it's dealing 181% attack damage to all targets in range, reducing their movement speed by 54%. That is a huge slow effect right there. They'll take any damage during use. If there is no target, the blizzard will appear on oneself. And this is actually pretty interesting because if you look at the little animations over here, maybe not necessarily the animation, but the little icon on the screen, you see there's one for ice, one for lightning, and one for, you can't really see in the middle, one's fire. So if you look at the modifier chips, it will change how the skill actually interacts. The blizzard is transformed into Ultra Thunder, which deals 2 times the amount of damage to the target and renders the target immobile. If there's no target, Ultra Thunder will appear on oneself. And this one's Ultra Fire. The blizzard turns into an Ultra Fire that deals damage to all targets in range and causes the target to burn, dealing 14.4% of damage to the target. Over 10% of damage every half a second. If there's no target, Ultra Fire will appear on oneself. And then for the final skill here, we have Extreme Blizzard. Slow movement caused by the blizzard cannot be removed and ignored to burn a shield, which is actually very, very nice there. Next up, we have Precise Analysis, and actually, I like this skill. Performs a precise analysis on the target. After a short period of time, it will launch a strike that will deal roughly 363% attack damage to the targets in range, and cause a weakened defense state, which increases damage by 43% without taking any damage during use. If there is no target, Precise Analysis will appear on oneself. So this is a fat damaging skill alongside a fat defense crush as well, and I really like that. So for the modifier chips, we have Arm Destruction, applies a weakened attack on hit, reducing the target's attack by 33%. Not bad. We have Weapon Seal. After hitting, render the target unable to use a weapon. And then we have Skill Seal. A wonder after hitting, render the target unable to use skills. And this is obviously what you'll be using in PvP, most likely, most of the time. You can make use of this too, but having them unable to use skills is just so detrimental. Let's take a look at her passive real quick. First up, we have Special Armor. Our 40% chance to become immune to the effects of no skills. The same effect can be stacked. When HP is 50% or higher, reduce damage taken by 20%. These are the kind of mitigations that I like. How it combines a some kind of immunity alongside a defensive buff as well, rather than just it being the top half. So we have Resource Grab. When hitting a target whose defense is weakened, restore HP equal to 30% of the attack. This effect can only be triggered once every 3 seconds. When Precise Analysis hits a target, you're able to use Precise Analysis again. You can only use this effect once every 6 seconds. So this is actually very, very interesting because this gives Nana some healing, but it also allows her to use one of her skills multiple times in a row. Though the caveat here is that it has to hit a target, or like you can't just use it and then use it again, even if you whiff. You have to make contact with the target. But precise analysis does do quite a bit of damage, so if you hit with it, it'll be pretty good. And then on top of that, if you were to combo it with, say, like either this chip here or this chip here, you get the immobilize, or you get the slow movement speed, and then you go into precise analysis. That would be pretty nice there, as long as they don't have preventive shield, of course. Then we have continuous barrage device. When you hit a target with a weapon, reduce the prep time for precise analysis by 1 second. This effect can only be used once more. It can be triggered once after a 2-second cooldown. When you hit a target with precise analysis, reduce the prep time for long distance strike by 2 seconds. This can only be triggered once with a 2-second cooldown. And I like this as well, as this this kind of gives Nana more uptime with a skill, so to speak, as hitting with a weapon. Use precise analysis again. Or rather, no, you want to start with long distance strike, just because of actually it doesn't really matter, right? This reduces the cooldown for your skills, which can in turn give you more uptime and allow you to keep offensive pressure. Contingency plan when you perform precise analysis again when you are hit. So this is actually pretty interesting, because this says you can perform it again when you're hit. Actually, let me check the wiki real quick. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because last time something sounded like it was guaranteed. According to the wiki, it was not guaranteed. So I wanted to make sure. This is no information on if this just has the this description there. So I'm assuming once you get hit with it again, you can perform a precise analysis. So that's what I'm going to be basing all of everything I say after this as. But also gives you a 60% defense buff, which is great, except it can be removed. So I mean that's still pretty good. A 60% damage reduction is still quite nice. And then we have overdrive computation. The time needed to relaunch resource grab for HP restoration is reduced by 1.5 seconds, and the number of uses and long distance strike is increased by 1 time. So what does that mean? So resource grab, there was a 3-second cooldown trigger on this for the HP grab. Now it's 1.5, and then you get another usage of long distance strike here, which is quite nice. That essentially allows you to have a it's kind of like being able to spam it, so to speak, because you have one more ammo with it. Though this doesn't tell me how, along with this skill, if the total time to recast it would be reduced if you have 1 charge versus if you have no charges. So that's something I'm not sure of, because obviously I don't have my Nana at 5-star, so I cannot check that right now. But I believe Nana does have DNA in the Taiwan version. Oh, she also has a card as well, I'm pretty sure. So we can take a look at that as well. And for Nana's DNA here, as per usual, I don't know if her DNA will drop on the global version when she drops, but we're going over just in case she does. Rate of fire increases the rate of fire by 100% for long distance strike, so basically doubles the rate of fire of this. Rapid analysis. Precise analysis reduces the time required for locking on the target by 30%. So basically, it just makes these two deal the damage faster, because it says for the long distance strike, it says there's a little bit of time. Wait, am I thinking of the right thing? No, I'm thinking of precise analysis. No, because it locks on. Okay, yeah, after a short period. Okay, so this doubles the rate of firing of that, and this makes the lock on faster, so it'll fire faster. And then finally, we have Sprayer Launcher Mastery. Increases damage by 20% when equipping a sprayer or a launcher, which is very, very nice there for Nana. Just some damage amplification, because she actually doesn't have any inherent damage amplification. And then for her unique DNA, it's Undue Advantage. When causing immobile or hitting a target that is immobile, remove all positive status, which is always very, very nice to have access to on a unit. And having Nana, what this just means, this is another unit that you can have this on. The downside is that Nana doesn't have True Stun, so she can't make use of it all that great herself. But you can give this to something that will, someone else that has True Stun, like maybe Dr. Like the Martial Artist, which I don't actually remember if he has that inherently or not. But let's just say that you get it on Nana and not on him, so you can just connect the DNA during that. But yeah, that's basically it for Nana. Her card, I don't know if I own it. I didn't own her card, so I had to come here to the shop, take a look at it. But Here it is. Enhanced special armor increases special armor's damage reduction rate is increased to 25%. So rather than it being 20% damage reduction, increases to 25%. Which is actually quite interesting that they worded it this way, because normally they'll say, you know, increases it by X percent instead of increases it to this percent. So there's a little bit less confusion there, but, you know, that's fine. And then we have long range boost 2 as well. Increases the damage you deal by 6% when hitting a target in long range. It's a green card as well, and you can use that with other cards that are off green. But that is it for Nana and her kit. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Dive Armor Eco to wrap things up. Okay, so here we are taking a look at the Dive Armor Eco trailer. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, well, watch it again, rather, because again, I've seen this already, but I had to re-record this. I like the intro here, as she appears like inside the screen and her dive armor, and I like the way they did her wings for her with the eyes there. I wasn't sure how they were gonna do it for her, because at least when I see them like this, like I don't think of wings like, you know, like being like in that direction. Although, you know, that was definitely a possibility. I do like the color on her armor. See, we have laser of annihilation, shoots 2 lasers up front after it appears expand, which is pretty cool there. And world formatting, you see right there, it's a huge radius, and it looks like Eco gets some buffs off of that as well. But the radius is huge, and there's so many effects happening as well. I don't know how big that radius is. I think like on some PvP maps that might be really hard to avoid. On maybe like the smaller ones. Like if we go back here, like on snow base support, you can avoid because snow base is actually really big. But like look at that, like see how big that is. That's basically like her entire screen, and then some, which is basically just what we're moving towards, like bigger, more dangerous attacks with a lot of effects. So there's that, and the laser of annihilation, it just looks, I don't know, that looks pretty basic to me, to be honest. I'm not sure how I feel about the additional lasers, because they fire so quickly. Like I didn't even really notice the orange lasers alongside it until like they spread out on that. But you know, I'll be pulling for Eco. I do like Eco, and you know, I've just kind of been pulling for more characters in general as of late, simply because I feel like I should be pulling for more characters in general, and it gives me access to 2 more character patches as well. So that's that. So let me know what you guys think down below about the things that are happening this week in X Dive on you know, on whichever server you're on, or happening on other servers, and I will see you guys next time. Later.